know, I'm actually not dumb.
You are opening yourself up to a lot of like negative reception.
Yeah. And for me, I know that that's how to market myself, and that's what I'm comfortable with now. I've lost relationships from it. I've lost boyfriends because of it, because they're like, well, I don't want to be dating the dumb bitch that's everybody thinks is an idiot. Like, or when I was like doing a lot of stuff with Geordie Shaw, like a lot of my boyfriends, I say a lot of my boyfriends, it was literally one boyfriend at the time that I was dating during that time, who was like, I don't want to be with the girl that could be essentially hooking up with these guys from MTV. Like, sorry, but that's not what I want. And I was like, well, that's really sad that that's what you see it as.
It's so ridiculous though, because like in my perspective, right, I've only ever had one relationship, and I'm 28, right? I only ever had one relationship. But
we'll dig deeper into that issue after the cameras are off.
But what I want to get at though, right, is going up on stage and presenting yourself and providing this atmosphere, providing this party, going up there and doing what you are paid to do to an extent. You know, if you're with someone, they'll be like, oh, I didn't like you doing this, or I didn't like you doing that. But it comes down to understanding why you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, if you go up there, there's a reason why you're going up there. Like, I was going to say this before, but I'll let you guys go on. It's one of those things where it's like I was saying, it's like, you know, it takes two to tango, right? If you go up on stage in front of 5,000 people. I know, yes, we need to wrap it up, Mitch.
Oh, I was actually just going to say that I really need to pee. And we're 35 minutes over time.
I know, and I need to pee as well, but I just want to quickly say one
thing.
thing.
You guys warned me about peeing
we're the ones.
I was not expecting for the podcast to be like just so like flowing and like...
It's good.
Guys.
It has.
You're
definitely coming back on.
Thanks. I would love that.
But it's one of those things, right, where it's like if you go on stage and as long as you're having fun, well then, if you're having fun and you're up here and then people are trying to drag you down, but you stay up there, you stay up there.
That's the thing. You're selling an experience.
That's exactly it.
And like, that's what people need to remember. And like, I remember that I've had 2 experiences where this has worked against me in terms of like relationships. So I had one boyfriend who met me because he was a DJ and I was a manager. And I remember him talking about what it was like to date me. And he was like, dating you is like dating somebody who works at McDonald's. And he said McDonald's isn't cool anymore. And I was like, holy fucking shit.
I would have just said, there's the door. See you later.
It wasn't even like a good
he said it to me.
That's horrible.
Oh, it was fucking awful. But I was like, holy shit. But for him, he's like, my time in nightlife is over. I'm done. You're not. And I was
that's what I just don't understand sometimes.
Because people don't see it as a real job either. But it's awful. But then it's also worked against me for the other like aspect of it, where I've had boyfriends that I'm fucking wicked because I can get them into places and I can get them the free drinks and the bar cards. But
should it come down to giving them bar cards or giving them free entry? It should be like together, like, you know.
And it becomes a transactional relationship at that point.
Yes, but like, say for example, right? Let's just like set the scene. Let's say your girlfriend is out every weekend with her friends, which is totally fine, and she's finishing her night.
Yep.
Do you want her to go home, or do you want her to come hang out with you for a couple of hours?
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
get you into the venue. Yeah, I'll get you a couple of drinks, whatever. And that's what it was.
Yep.
But he knew where I was, so he knew that if he went to Jack Rabbit Slim's and if he hooked up with someone there, I wouldn't know about it. He knew that if I was like, he knew where I was, so he was like, these are the venues that I can't do anything in, and these are the venues that I can. And when I'm finished my night, and if it doesn't go successfully, I can come back to you and I can get the free drinks and I can get the experience and all of that kind of stuff.
Just quickly, I want to say this is where I really, really dislike society and the way it's going, right? And like what we were discussing before, where it's like, you know, 8 years behind America or whatever. I mean, America's in the shit, unfortunately. They're going to have a revolution soon. It's without a doubt.
All those damn children they're trafficking.
That and, you know, Orange Man bad and everything else that's going on there with the 5% that own the country or whatever the whole entire thing is, you know, the richest. But the issue that we've got is that relationships, marriage, everything is just not where it was, you know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I mean, sure, you know,
but also neither is divorce.
Of course. It's one of those things though where you should go out and support each other and not just be like, you know, if I go here then they won't see me here and I can go off and do this and talk to this. And
it's very hard today. Like,
it
very hard. In hospitality it's very hard.
It's so hard, and that's why I've only ever had one relationship, because it's like, how can you settle down when you go out and you talk to women all the time, like, or you talk to boys?
Have to date people in hospitality. So it's like your pool of people that you can date from is very small, and that's why there's always things at venues of like very incestuous of like, oh, she used to date him, but then like he dated her and all this stuff, and it's because
Flying Scotsman.
It's every
See, it's just
venue.
high school
It's like,
mentality
who
to
else-
me.
It is to an
But it's like,
extent.
who else do you spend your time with?
Yeah.
You're with these people all the time. When do you go out and meet people? Because people generally go out and meet people on the weekends when you're working. So that's why hospitality is so like layered in terms of like, you know, messy with relationships, because these are the people that we have access to. Because also people who don't work in hospitality don't understand that you have to be at a venue till 7 a.m. every week, or I have to go to this event because I have to network. People don't get that. People are like, oh, so you want to go to a party this weekend? Cool.
Yeah.
People just don't understand it. Or like, I'll get a lot of questions about why do you drink so much, or why do you go out all the time? And it's like, I don't. I go to what matters, and that's still working. Whether I'm getting like having drinks with somebody or not, it's literally just building those relationships of like, and some of my closest friends I've literally met through the industry from Instagram. Like Brandon and I were like friends on Instagram before we even met, because we had the same.
But it's Brandon, though, you know?
But
literally
but
fuck all
Brandon
genres.
doesn't like a lot of people.
Yeah, that's exactly it. To an extent, he's
But-
always been very standoffish in my perspective.
But like also weirdly in the last year, I've got a lot of people comparing me as like the female Wilco, and I'm like, what? Like I've had this brand for literally 8 years. Why now am I getting compared to like being?
Because you're getting popular now.
But see, that's like
fuck, that hurt. That was like taking a fucking bullet. But
that's like with us.
Sorry,
to an extent.
I'm much like you. I just
I heard.
fire shit from the hip. You know what I mean?
But Mitch doesn't have a filter. But
I don't.
it's like with us though. It's like how Mitch has said, like, you know, we just got to keep pushing on it. We're up to episode 44, and if we keep pushing and pushing, 43, all right. But we'll get to that point, then it'll be like, okay, you know, we might start hitting 2K, 5K, 7K,
it's
50K
persistence as well.
views.
That's
Exactly.
okay. One of my other tips is persistence. If it doesn't, and also if somebody tells you no, you're talking to the wrong person, or you might be asking the wrong questions. It doesn't mean no. That's not that's not the end of the conversation. It just might be the end of the conversation with that person.
Exactly.
But that's that specific conversation. Maybe you need to ask it differently.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know what you want and know how to get it. And like, say like hypothetically, right, in terms of like DJs, because I get asked this a lot. How do you get gigs? Don't message people and ask for gigs, because you're essentially messaging people and being like, hey, can I have some money? Support things, go to things that you like. And that's how you get noticed. That's how people want to book you, because they're like, oh, this like kid cares about this kid cares about the brand, they care about, you know, the core values of what we're trying to do. They understand it. Not the person who is like, oh, I care about this today, but tomorrow I'm going to care about this, because you can't jump from venue to venue to venue either. A lot of DJs do that, but a lot of DJs kill themselves by doing that, because you need to be loyal. You need to be like, these are the venues that I'm loyal to because I care about them, but also, you know, be honest with those venues in what you want to do and all that kind of stuff. Don't go hang out at venues if you don't like them. Like, regardless, like, I don't do that. I like literally spend a lot of my time at the venues that I fucking care about, because they're cool venues and I want to give back. In the same way that, like, with Corona, I had a lot of DJs during Corona. I had a lot of DJs that were like, I'm not willing to play for less than this because this is what we've been playing on for the entire time. There is a global fucking pandemic. Like, pull your head out of your fucking ego and be aware that this venue is no longer in the financial fucking status that it was before this fucking global pandemic, that you are no longer entitled to that amount of money. Work with that venue, because if you don't, somebody else is willing to. And I'm telling you right now, when Corona is over, they're going to go with the people that were willing to work with them over the people that weren't. Like, I had somebody recently say to me, I'm not worth less than $120. And I was like, you can suck my fucking dick, because I'm not
over the
paying
whole
you
night, or $120 an
per
hour?
hour. Per hour.
Just
That's,
quickly.
that's,
And I was
what, that's
offering-
like what? Like double the going rate?
Just quickly.
I was offering them $80 per hour.
I got $80 an hour.
And I
good.
offered them a set at Barcella, and they would not take it.
We had a girl come through who decided to call herself the Queen of Perth, right? And she decided to.
First of all, I have no fucking idea who you're talking about, because nobody is the Queen of Perth.
That's it, right?
And
but
why
she
would you
was,
want that title?
She was saying she's Queen of Perth, $120 an hour to go play Saturday night at the Market Ground.
Who is this?
I will tell you after.
Okay.
Oh, I feel
Yeah.
like now I might know.
Yeah, now you might know. But the thing is, though, laughed at and told to just get real and just negotiate proper.
But that's the thing, but
$120 an hour. You do 4 hours.
But
What the fuck's that? It's like $500.
But 5 years ago, $120 an hour was a lot more achievable. It's a different.
Yeah,
like,
it's a different economy. Yeah,
and you need to move with the times. Like you can't be like, oh, but I'm used to getting paid this much money. Times fucking change.
They do.
So if you're used to getting paid that, do you know what? That might have been the fucking heyday. We were also, you know, we had that many fucking bogans with all the fucking mine sites that we had with all the fucking FIFO. We don't have that anymore.
Yep.
So fucking wake up and be like, do you know what? That was fucking great. However, times have changed and this is the hourly rate that I'm willing to go on. And also, we press play for a fucking living. Get your fucking head out.
I don't, but I tried not to.
But do you know what I mean? Like,
but no, I
it's
know
not
exactly
that
what you're
hard.
saying.
And people complaining, oh, but I'm, you know, I get tired and I don't want to play after 2 a.m. Shut the fuck up.
No, you
There's
get
like
booked to
3
do it,
nights
you
a
do
week
it.
that we can play.
That's it.
Fuck up and fucking do your job. I don't
That's
care
exactly
if you can't. I don't care if you're tired. In the same way that venues don't give a fuck if I'm tired.
Yeah.
Fucking suck it up and do your fucking job. You have the most luxurious job in the fucking world where you can rock up to work. You literally get to play music for a fucking living. You get bar cards. You get free entry. You probably get to have a couple of friends in for free. It is not that hard.
Yep.
Katie, I have to admit, you just shine a light on the perks of DJing. I have to say, it's the exact same thing. When I got booked to do 38 hours in 3 days, right?
But that's amazing. That's an achievement.
That's
and
what I mean.
talk
I
shit
didn't
about
jump
it, like,
up and
oh
down.
my God, it's so hard.
Like, literally, I got
up.
called up and it's like, I just finished a gig Sunday afternoon. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go home. I've just done fucking 30 hours. It's like, oh, wait, someone's calling me up. Oh, you want to do another 6 hours at this winery? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll go do that. And it's like, yeah, it's an achievement. It's fun.
Yeah, I get a lot of DJs that will like respond to me. I don't know how you play it as long as you do, or I don't know how you play as often as you do.
But it's
like,
not hard. Like,
well, do you know what? It's suck it up.
Yeah.
Like literally just suck it up. Glue some fucking eyelashes to your face and you fucking do it.
Just don't take your sunnies off. That's all I do.
I'm sorry to be the bringer of bad
I know,
news, guys, but we have to wrap it up.
We have to wrap it up.
Do you want to move to the plugging segment?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
I do!
Okay, so the plugging segment. I have to ask, what events, we didn't get to go into it,
I know,
but what
we didn't talk about
events,
my events.
We
what
got
events
so
do
like
you run?
caught up.
So I literally had to write them down because I have a few too many.
So you have Float?
So Float is coming up. Juicy is about to launch. So Freya is about to launch. Barcella is about to run. It's like literally 4 weeks yesterday that until it's launching. So it's basically like hospitality's New Year's Eve. So it's a night for basically we've had a shit year and all Ben Tua and I, or B Diddy McDarty, also known as, all we wanted to do was create a night that we deserved. And we felt like the hospitality nights that had run before, the hospitality balls that had run before, hadn't given us a fair running in terms of like, they weren't inclusive of everybody and they were average. It was very like copy and paste, this is the night, whatever. Whereas we were like, do we really need another night at the same venue with the same acts? No, let's make it different. Let's have different rooms. Let's have different genres. Let's appeal to absolutely everybody in hospitality.
Are you doing an awards segment as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So basically, you purchase a ticket. If you work in hospitality, I will give you a venue code that is specific to your venue. The reason why we're doing that is because we have general admission as well, and we're basically just trying to raise as much money as possible because we have a really good cause that the money, that not all of the money, but a percentage of the money is going towards. So it's all about raising as much money as possible. So if your venue doesn't want to get involved, that's totally fine. Send me a message and I will give you a personal message for your venue. It's also so we can kind of know what venues are interested, what venues aren't. And it's basically just a night for all of us to get together and be like, you know what, we had a shit year. Venues have closed. Venues have gone out of business. But at the end of the day, this is hospitality. Welcome home. Like, we are a family and we will find somewhere for you to be. And that is what the event is about. It's not about like making money, because I can tell you right now, we are spending so fucking much to make it the best night for hospitality that we fucking can, which is the difference and the point of difference between the last two companies that have tried to do the event. And I can tell you right now, nobody works harder than I fucking do.
How do you feel taking on something like this when
excited?
It's failed before?
Excited.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. So I know that I can do events. I know that I can fucking annihilate. And I know as well, if I have the financial backing that we do for this, that it's going to be amazing. And the only thing that kind of sucks is, you know, the capacity due to Corona and due to the climate that we're in, but we work with it.
Yep.
Like that, unfortunately, is the world that we're living in right now. So let's just celebrate while we can. Let's give ourselves. That's why also we changed the date. It's used to being in like June, July, in the middle of the year. It made more sense for us to do it just before Halloween. So we get to have our New Year's before everybody else gets to, and before we go into the festival season and all that kind of stuff.
That makes a lot of sense.
It made more sense for us to change the date, and like push it back. So also the weather, so it'll be a little bit better. It's still going to be the same kind of concept in terms of like, we're still going to do a free sausage sizzle to pay homage to the original events. We're still going to like have the dress up and all that kind of stuff, but we just want to make sure that everybody feels involved and everybody feels inclusive, because that's what hospitality to Bentua and I is. It's about a family and creating a family, and a lot of us work so much that we don't get to see our own family.
Sounds like a good idea, Katie.
Thank you.
And I hope it works out for you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
it. I really
buy some tickets.
Yeah, do you think you can get us some, what are they called again?
Yeah, discount codes.
Well, I mainly just want it so we can vote.
Oh, okay. So, no,
Yeah.
so basically, when you purchase your ticket, you have to have a venue code to get to the awards section.
Yeah.
So basically, there is, I think it's 15, 15
Awards or
different
nominations,
awards.
yeah.
But when you purchase your ticket, you're only going to be asked 5 questions.
Yeah.
So when you come to the awards night, that you still have that level of entertainment that you're still excited for. And the awards, we didn't want to make it serious this year, because it's like we've had the shittest year. Who cares about best bartender?
Exactly, yeah.
Who
That's
cares
exactly
about
it.
best door girl?
Yeah.
Let's just make it fun for everybody, because we've honestly all been fucking to hell and back. Let's just enjoy it with like our friends and family. So we've tried to make it as lighthearted as possible. If anybody wants to get involved sponsorship wise, everybody is so welcome to contact us and just say, this is what we want to offer, or like, we just want to help. What can we offer? And it will be like super inclusive. So it's like Barchella, 5th of October. It's on a Monday. It is Magnet House, Edison, and Amplifier Takeover. The Court and Technical Alliance are getting involved, and they're going to do such a fucking wicked job there. So the Court are taking over Amplifier. So
What time does the event start and finish?
So it's going to be 8 p.m. till 5 a.m.
Right.
So the Court are taking over Amplifier. So it's going to be like Camplifier, which is going to be like just a super cheese gay night of like fun. And also I just feel like the Court and Connections are such a big part of our community. Let's actually just give them fucking the respect that they deserve. It's 2020.
It's like what I was saying to a few mates the other day. It's like with Connections and the Court. It's like if
Connections is like 40 years
that's
plus
it.
old.
If you're
Fucking, they
if you're
deserve some
gay and you
fucking
come
respect.
to Perth, and it's like, where do I go? Connections. It's been there forever.
And the Court, they're both amazing venues because they offer something so different.
That's it.
That it's like they're not really in competition with each other. They're a family, and there is no like ill blood between the two. They share staff in terms of like the performers and everything, and it's just such a family kind of run environment, and it's like so lovely to be a part of. And I just really, after like last year, there was like a bit of a run in, and I just really wanted to make sure that they were given the respect that they deserve. And which is why I felt so fucking passionately about making sure that like the Court were a massive sponsor in part of it. So that's why I gave them an entire room. And like, I'm so super keen for Connie's to come on board. And that's the thing. Any other venue that is super keen, please, to be a part of it, you're so welcome to hit me up. Any venues. The same way of DJs. We're doing. The other thing is, I felt like with the other 2 venues, it was very copy and like paste. These are the exact same DJs you expect to see at every fucking event ever.
Well, you said there's going to be like 35 plus DJs.
So we actually just added, because we added another stage. So Snap are coming on board, and they're going to sponsor a silent disco. So there's now going to be six stages. So there's going to be about 40 DJs.
Right. So it's a big, it's a big
fucking
thing.
huge.
It's a huge thing at this point.
Fucking huge.
And what day is it on again?
So it's a Monday.
That's 40 DJs on a Monday. It's pretty off its
Monday,
shit.
October
You don't really have an excuse not to go at that point.
That's exactly it. If you work in hospo, why not?
It's that weekend for hospo is going to be huge, because the Saturday is the Proud Awards.
Right.
And then so that's like a massive night for that community, and like super excited for it. And then we've got Saturday night Proud Awards, Sunday is Gabby Torrance and Rami's birthday, Monday night is Barcella, and super, super excited for it.
Shout out to Rami. I actually went to uni with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's very, very smart.
Very good with his photos.
Yeah. I'd say he's like, just so switched on. It's crazy. But yeah, so that's probably the event I'm super excited about the most. Then we've got Proud Awards coming up. I'm super, super excited to get nominated already for like favorite DJ who plays at like a gay venue. So fucking excited that, because the Court was like my dream venue since I began. Super pumped for that. And then I also have Float coming up for Melbourne Cup. So I'm super excited for like a classy boat party. It's so different to Banks and Hose.
I hope it works, because the last couple of Melbourne Cups that I've actually worked for.
Just run.
Just run. Then when you're back, we'll wrap things up. But I have to admit though, just quickly, with Melbourne Cup, last year I played at the old Cootie Tar, which was now 8. It's the...
I know what you're talking about.
On the Point, Beaumont Dean, or whatever it is. But the thing is, it was busy, but it wasn't busy.
They
and
had a
so
promoter
much
in. Did you play for the promoter, or did you play for the venue?
Private.
Okay.
Play for the venue.
Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, it's one of those things. Did you find that over the years though? Now that there's been all this backlash and this and that, it's like with Melbourne Cup, people don't want to celebrate it as much.
What Float is an after party. So basically, we're
an after party will be good though.
The race, because I know a lot of people feel a certain way about the race.
Exactly.
So not doing anything to do with that, but we're doing things like best dressed, because everybody, I think that's something that a fun part of what we.
It's always been that though. It's always been like a bit of a fashion parade to an extent.
Yeah, and I'm sponsored by Steph Ordino, who is an amazing Perth designer. Then also sponsored by Javier, and there's all which is like an amazing Perth based like alcohol range, and like new, like very bar boutique. It's like super, super fucking cool, and like super like forward, and like what's happening at the moment. And there's going to be other sponsors that come on board, so like super, super lucky. But also, while we're talking about promoting, I know one of the questions that you wanted to ask me that you didn't ask was terms of like women working in the industry. And I just wanted to say, probably my idols working in this industry would all be women. So I would have a top 3, and I would say Wendy from Galaxy is a fucking hustler.
From Galaxy?
So she owns Galaxy and Butterfly. She is a fucking hustler.
Galaxy Karaoke Bar? Okay.
She will be there almost every single time that you go there, and always dolled up, always, like, just, like, really, like, when you imagine, like, women working in this industry, you probably think of, like, Wendy. She's always super put together, super, like, amazing outfits and whatever, and just gets it done. And she's also a massive hustler and gets, like, she's just amazing. Then this is in, like, no particular order. Then you've got Linda Heaton, Capital Corp, fucking amazing.
Shout out to Linda.
Like, I was so shocked at how involved she was so I've worked for Capital Corp for just under a year now, which is crazy because it doesn't feel that long. I'm so shocked at how much she does. It's insane. She's there all the time and is very aware of what's happening. And then Gemma Patton, who is now the new general manager of Capital Corp. She was the general manager of the Court a couple of years ago. Then she's gone and she did festivals in between working at the venues, and like, it's so nice to have females to be able to look up to, and they're all very I'd say they work harder than any like male that I know in this industry. And it's nice to know that even though I present myself the way that I do, you don't have to do that. There are people out there that do market themselves exactly who they are as a person. If you were to meet me out on a night out, I'm probably not KAYTYBANKS, or I'm not, what you would expect.
The stage persona, yeah. It's the
and
same thing with me though. If I go out and about and someone's like, "Oh, I remember seeing you at Scarborough Beach Bar or here or there," I'm like, "Oh yeah, you did too. Nice to meet you." And it's like flatline. It's like,
I only have so much to give.
That's it. Yeah.
But those 3 women are exactly who they present themselves as. They're very like fucking like forward thinking and aware of what's going on in the industry. And it's nice to be able to work somewhere where you can actually look up to females and think that's the end game of like owning your own venues or working so high up in venues where it's like, it's not a negative to be a female. Because I know a lot, like growing up through the ranks of nightclubs, it has a lot of the time for me been seen as a negative that I'm a female, or that like when I get to a certain age that's my due date, and like then I'll eventually go off and do a real woman's job of like having a family and having kids, and you don't necessarily need to go down that road. You can still have a career. And
that's exactly it. Yeah, you shouldn't be tied down to just having family and just having kids. You just go out and do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do, and
then if you decide to do that, then you can decide to do that. It shouldn't be locked and keyed as being like, yep, girl, yep, kids and family.
Yeah. In the same way, like I've worked for venues before where they're like, we won't, like the men won't listen to you because you're a female. So just tell one of the male bosses what you want to have done, and like they'll get the point across. And it's like, why is it different? In the same way that there was a DJ tonight that got R&B Fridays, which is great. That's a great achievement for any DJ. Yeah. And all of the comments.
Shout out to Jess. Like, holy shit, that's amazing achievement. Amazing. That's so like, good.
Literally, shout out to Miss Hap. That's a fucking great achievement. But a lot of the comments on the post were like, oh, that's great for a female DJ.
She'll be on Triple J soon.
Well, it's
hopefully,
like,
fingers crossed.
But it's like, why is that an achievement for a female DJ? That's an achievement for a fucking anybody. DJ.
Exactly, yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Like, and the males that were commenting that, they're not fucking booked for R&B Fridays. Like, sorry, mate. When were you fucking booked? Not at all. Yeah. So she's achieved higher than you have. So why is it different that she's a female? And
You're
also,
right.
Jess is not somebody who markets herself as me. She doesn't market herself as sex sells or anything like that. She markets herself as what she is, which is a talented fucking DJ.
Well, she came second in I think it was Australian DMC. And it's like, she is so talented what she does.
So I was looking for a DJ, vinyl DJ. And she was the biggest, like, when I made a post like, hey, I'm looking for a vinyl DJ. Who do I get? Miss Hap was the number one, like, person that was recommended to me. So like, she's fucking doing good, and I've never even fucking met Jess, and I've like booked
lovely
booked
girl.
her for
I've met her a
events,
couple of times.
She seems so
girl.
fucking nice.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the thing, I don't think she's nice because she's a female. I think she's just a nice person, and she's doing good at her industry, which happens to be DJing.
Yeah. All right, we're 2.5 hours over the top. All right, let's wrap things up. I'm a little bit tipsy. I think we all are. I've actually finished.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get another bottle.
You guys only had half a bottle of each. I mean, fuck. I had a whole bottle of Bustleton Boys.
No, you didn't. I had 2 glasses from that.
You had one.
I had 3 glasses in total. 1 from Katie's and 2 from yours.
We're opening another bottle.
Yes, let's open another bottle.
Okay.
Why are we?
So, thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you.
We went overtime. This is the first time he hasn't had to bother me.
Well, I didn't care. It was just I needed to go pee, and I was like, I'll just pee.
Just
and
let it happen. Shut up. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, guys.
It's been great, Katie.
This has been amazing. So much information. So much like just everything. Like just like actually putting a face to the picture kind of thing, right?
Not bad for a girl with no talent.
You have a lot of talent.
Thanks. Thanks for saying that.
Thank you, Mitch.
Cheers.
Thank you.
No, you're supposed to say yeet.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeet.
There you go.
Yeet. That's what the kids are saying these days.
That's exactly it. And that's exactly
what I'm
he's
saying, apparently.
Yeah.
And then do one of, wait.
That's it, isn't it?
Wait, just a little.
So, there you go. Dab.
Dab.
I'm sorry I did that.
This is episode 34?
No, 43.
43. You got it.
Katie's on the ball tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Not bad for a female.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, guys.
She beat me to it. Please like and subscribe us. He's going to get his belt out and beat me up. But, yeah.
You make me out as such a violent person.
You are a very violent person, Mitch.
Oh, not yet.
So violent.
Soon.
You're big and you're scary. All right, but thank you so much for tuning in. Whoever tuned in, this is episode 43?
43.
This is episode 43 of the Infrared podcast. We can't wait to see you next week. Next week, we have Mind Electric Christian, who has also DJ'd in Las Vegas, in Berlin, and all over Europe. And he's done multiple European tours. So super exciting. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.